How to grind toward your dream when you have no clue what you actually want to do. The concept of action through value and connecting the dots. To escape the state of uncertainty and achieve the life of your dreams, you must undergo a transformation from passive contemplation to active service to the world. The entire process can be divided into several fundamentals. Abandon the illusion of the mental epiphany. The first thing you need to accept is this: it is impossible to find your purpose simply by sitting on the couch and cycling through options in your head. Even answering the right questions, what do I love, what are my strengths, only provides scattered puzzle pieces. These pieces will never form a complete picture until you start turning them in your hands, that is, applying them in practice. An epiphany is not a flash in the silence. It is the result of the friction between your actions and reality. Point 2. Shift your focus from taking to giving. Most people are focused on what they want to get from the world: freedom, travel, high income, recognition. But the world operates on the principle of value exchange. The main question you must ask yourself is, what am I ready to give the world in order to get that in return? Your life today is a reflection of the version of yourself that you gift to those around you. If you give the world your shitty version, laziness at work, yelling at your family, bad habits, lack of discipline, you get a shitty response in the form of no money and poor health. If you create the best version of yourself and sincerely serve the world through your labor, talent, and energy, the world inevitably returns to you the best it has to offer. 3. Time as the first level of value. If right now you have no skills, no mastery, and no understanding of your path, your only and most precious currency is time. At this stage, you must agree to any systemic work, even if it's working the deep fryer at a fast food joint. Your goal here isn't just to clock in, but to start increasing your value within that system. Show up early, stay late. Take initiative and ask, what else can I do? Simultaneously engage in self-education. Read books on leadership, psychology, and management. When you become the star who is impossible to ignore, the system itself begins to push you upward, increasing your income for the same amount of time. This is the first step toward capitalizing on your personality. Point 4. The stab in the dark strategy. Choosing a direction. Once the basics are covered, the moment comes to choose a vector. Since you don't know 100% what yours is, you have to guess. Based on your interests, who you follow on social media, what content you consume, pick any modern and profitable direction: programming, marketing, sales, design, or business. The 6-month rule. You lock in this direction and dedicate the next 6 months to it without a shadow of a doubt. You set a goal: I must get a job or my first income in this niche. This period is a time of total focus and learning for 4 to 5 hours a day. Point 5. Steve Jobs' connecting the dots principle. It is vital to understand. What you start doing now will likely not be what you are doing 10 years from now, but without this current step, you will never reach the future. Steve Jobs took calligraphy not for the sake of Mac fonts, but because his soul moved him to do it. It only clicked years later. You might start as a programmer, only to meet a partner 2 years later and create your own app that allows you to live in Bali. You cannot connect the dots of your destiny looking forward. You can only do it looking backward. Therefore, your task right now is simply to create those dots through your actions. Point 6. Overcoming winter and constant optimization. A man's path is seasonal. You will have periods of takeoff, spring and summer, where everything works, income grows, and energy is overflowing. But autumn and winter will inevitably come, a period of decline where old goals no longer motivate you, and the car or the money no longer bring the same joy they used to. The common mistake: getting stuck in this winter, falling onto the couch, and degrading through games and addictions. The winter's path. Understanding that winter is a time for transformation and seeking a new answer. At this stage, you must again ask yourself questions. Change your environment, look for new meanings, and keep acting, even if the old fire is gone. This is preparation for a new, even more powerful cycle of life. Conclusion. To grind toward the dream, you don't need to wait for a perfect plan. You need to 1. Start delivering the maximum in your current situation, increase your value. 2. Choose a tentative direction and invest time and learning into it. Point 3. Gain experience, which will become the foundation for the next step. Point 4. Constantly reinvent yourself, moving from one cycle of development to the next.